Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Matt, and I was coming to you. We are just putting the final touches on our remote learning, and I want to show you a little bit what we're doing and see if it helps a little bit when it comes to the health of our children, which is so important right now. So the first thing we did is that we are going to mirror their Chromebooks to the TV, and I'll explain why in a second. For the technology, and I'm sure a lot of you have way better technology, what we did was we used a Chromecast. And then for us, because the TV was older, we just bought like a little remote Bluetooth emitter for headphones. And so that way, my 11-year-old sixth grader can sit and get her work done looking at the television with her head at a good angle. Now, one of the things that we're winning with is that we don't have backpacks this year. And backpacks typically get kids head forward and shoulders rolled, and that causes all kinds of neck stuff and upper back problems, and we'll talk about that later. So this is we're still working on it, but it's coming together. The last thing we want to do is we want to get that laptop up. We want to bring it up so it's a little more eye level, and I'll explain. So why do I think this is like the number one thing as parents that we can do if we have the ability to do this? Because the health of their neck and their spine is everything. Let me explain why it was important to us. Here's the neck, and the neck is supposed to have a nice round curve. It should have a nice round forward curve, and that's what protects the spinal cord and the very delicate nerves that are in the neck, in the upper back. And that matters because not only can someone have a neck issue by, forward head posture or forward shoulders or both as we watch people age, but even in our young kids with the heads down all day or head forward looking at the laptop, or now staring at these laptops hours and hours with their eyes down and their heads down, what's going to happen is there's going to be a reflex that takes this nice curve that's protecting this spinal cord and these nerves, and it's going to straighten that neck. And unfortunately, a lot of them are already there, even going into this, so that when we look and we see the nice round curve and we see it straight like this, what happens is all these nerves in here, they get compressed and they don't cause pain. That's a misnomer. A lot of people think those nerves cause pain. They don't. They cause dysfunction. And so what kind of things happen after dysfunction is you've got lung issues and thyroid issues. You can have breathing issues and asthma and allergies, and you have immune system problems, which come from the very top. And so what we don't want is to get into September, October, November and have our kids telling us, that they're dealing with all these health problems because their head's been down looking at their laptops, and then when school's over, they're down looking at their iPads. We want head up and eyes up, and that brings me to this point. So when you look at my eyes, a normal healthy is that my eyes come out a little bit, up like this. And so when we're looking at a computer screen, our eyes should be about the level right here of the computer screen, but most of us, our eyes are way up top looking down. That causes just by itself a reflex that, again, straightens that spine and damages those nerves. And this is a scan that we do in our office here at our house that tells us if people have issues with those nerves. And unfortunately, most of the time, people show up that scan looks bad like that because they hurt. And that's too late. That kind of scan can detect problems before there are problems. So like the other room, we want eyes up. The other thing I wanted to just show you real fast is something that Jess and I decided we were going to do, and that is when the kids get a break, we're going to get them on a small trampoline. And so if you've seen these small trampolines, they're called rebounders. What we wanted to do was we wanted to have them have movement. They're going to do extra sitting this year. And I know the teachers and the administrators, and we're going to encourage them to get up and move, but they're at home. And so some of us, we're not going to have the ability to parent over them all day long. So my kids are going to do a minute or so on that rebounder for two reasons. One, any damage of that head down and that neck down and those shoulders rolled, that's going to undo a lot of that. We're going to get them up there and we're going to bounce, and that's going to help the spine. It's going to help blood flow. And the last thing it does is it cleans the lymphatic system. And so as they're sitting all day and their bodies are just kind of sedentary, what's happening is the lymph nodes are getting backed up as they're trying to clean the body. And lymph nodes need to drain through movement. So if we're not going to have that movement, we got to give it to them. So, we looked at their schedule, and what we're seeing is that about every hour they get a few minutes, but we only need 30 seconds to a minute to jump. And so Charlotte, who's upstairs, will run down. Cece, who's in this room right here, will run over, do their minute. And then, of course, what we want to do is get them some water, let them go to the bathroom, and get them a healthy snack. But what I really wanted to do was show you this setup. I really, 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 really can't emphasize enough how bad it is. We need to get their heads up and their shoulders back. We need them looking up at a screen, not down at a screen, if we want to avoid problems. And last is, most of the kids' Chromebooks have a little nighttime setting on them, but what we need to worry about with all this screen time is that blue light. And that blue light is emitted from the background. It's kind of what gives the screen a pop, but at the same time, it messes with our rhythms. It can really throw off our brain, and it can throw off our hormones. And so we want to limit that blue light. And like I said, a lot of them have these night light settings, which, because you don't want any blue light between the hours of basically 11 and 4 in the morning, which they're not going to be worried about. But during the day with all this, what we want to do is we want to limit it. So Jesse, and I don't even think we've had them in stock yet, got little glasses. They're like blue light blockers, if you remember blue blockers, but they're like blue light blockers, and they're just simple glasses that limit the amount of light, of that blue light that's coming in and changing the chemistry of their body. And so we want to be really cautious. So number one, we want to get the body up. Number two, we want to get it moving. Number three, we want to make sure that our snacks during the day are very healthy. The older kids can prep their own. The younger ones, let's just have some cut up veggies and fruits for them to snack on. Let's get water in them, and let's just like let's let the teachers teach, and then let's keep our kids healthy so that they can learn and they're not behind and they're listening and their brain is functioning correctly. And listen, the last thing is this. This is serious to me because this tells me a body's not working right, and in our house, it breaks our hearts when we hear about kids not healthy. And so if you need help, let us know, give us a call, and we can run this test. I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions, let me know, but let's keep our kids strong and healthy. And oh, by the way, adults who are working home, get those screens up, get them up, like the eye level I told you. Okay, see ya, bye.